Space is entering a new frontier as the industry shifts to commercial-driven growth from government-led exploration. Now, that transformation is in focus at the Global Space Technology Convention and Exhibition 2026 here in Singapore, where industry leaders are exploring how to turn space capabilities into scalable business. CNA's Julie Yu reports.
2, 1, ignition.
For decades, space was dominated by governments.
Yes, indeed. They've got the flag up now, and you can
think national missions, defense programs, and giant agencies such as NASA. But that model is changing fast. According to the Space Foundation, the global space economy is now worth more than $600 billion, with nearly 80% driven by commercial activity. And the sectors betting biggest on it are ones you'd recognize: maritime, defense, urban planning, disaster response. But here at GSTCE, the conversation has moved on from what space can do. The focus now is how to turn that capability into scalable businesses and real economic value.
People think about space as an industry vertical, but we really see it as a horizontal enabling technology, just like the internet or AI, right? Being able to use space data for predictive analytics of weather, being able to use space data to monitor maritime traffic. These all have implications on businesses' bottom line, whether it's productivity gains or efficiencies or cost savings.
That bridge to real-world adoption is exactly where Singapore-based EdoSky is operating. They turn satellite data into AI-powered insights for cities managing climate and disaster risks.
You have to also look at the technology, because the technology is changing so fast, and where the demand for this technology is. So identifying that, making changes to your strategy is key to actually business expansion.
But as the business case grows, experts warn that the infrastructure supporting the space economy is struggling to keep pace, from satellite-enabled 5G networks to faster, more flexible launch capabilities. It's a gap Hidetaka Aoki knows well. Japan's so-called space evangelist argues that innovation in a vacuum is not enough. Survival depends on commercial pathways and regional networks.
So in this region, no single country needs to do everything alone. So we can collaborate in this region. For example, Japan's technology, Singapore's financial hub, geolocational advantages of Southeast Asia. With that combined, we can work together.
That spirit of collaboration is driving a new partnership between South Korea and Singapore. Blue Tide Capital and SST think tank are joining forces to help Korean deep tech firms scale across the Asia-Pacific.
No single country and company can establish the whole space industry ecosystem. Nowadays, successful space business depends on international corporations such as launch services, satellite manufacturing, and data sharing, and also the downstream application services.
Despite the momentum, the question of capital remains. Many investors are still wary of long development cycles and high entry costs. The consensus is the sell has to be simple.
So the first thing is to be sure that there is a demand. You can create demand if you want by establishing some, let's say, again, reasonable expectations about what you can bring with the new technology. If people are convinced that the new technology is bringing them something, especially from the monetary point of view, they will invest.
But still, the direction is clear. The space economy is on track to approach $1 trillion in the next decade. But success won't be defined by innovation alone. In this new space race, it's about execution and making space work here on Earth. Julie Yu, CNA, Singapore.